Good morning, everyone. This is lecture number 10, and we are about to finish with units and dimension, and I hope to do it by today. We have seen the uses of units and dimension. In the last class, we had discussed how we can use dimension analysis to find out the dimension of any physical quantity in any new system that we create. We had seen 2 or 3 examples. We'd also seen a question from JEE Advanced where the question was we had 3 dimensions, 3 new units, and in fact 4 new units, and we had to find out a given physical quantity in terms of the new system. Now, this question, the question from this particular section can be asked in different ways. So you must remember one important point about choosing a physical quantity or a system of physical quantities as fundamental quantities. More often or not, the question that are going to come will be based on 3 fundamental quantities. JEE wala question was based on 4 fundamental quantities, but whatever statement we are writing for 3 fundamental quantities, the same will be valid for 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 fundamental quantities. Now, if you make a new system, in any new system that we create, in any new system, and I hope everyone writes this, in any new system that we create, the quantities that we use as fundamental quantities, the quantities must be independent of each other. The quantities that we use as our fundamental quantities must be independent of each other. That means they could not be derived. That means they could not be derived from each other. So we cannot have a fundamental system where we have quantities which can be derived from each other. I hope this point is clear. Let us see it with an example. For an example, if I create a system, with 3 fundamental quantities, and I use F, M, and A. I use F, A, M, and A as my fundamental quantities. I use F, M, and A as my fundamental quantities. What does F stand for? What does F stand for? What does F stand for? I hope you are. The mic is working. Yes. What does F stand for?
Force.
F stands for force. What does M stand for?
Mass.
What does A stand for?
Acceleration.
Okay. If I create a new fundamental system where I have F, M, and A as my fundamental quantities, can I make such a system where I have F, M, and A as my fundamental quantities? That is the question. Can I have a fundamental system where I have F, M, and A as my fundamental quantities? Yes or no? That is the question. Can I have a fundamental system which has F, M, and A as the fundamental quantities? Yes. Can I create a system like this? Is this system possible? If I create a system like this, I have force, mass, and acceleration as my fundamental quantities. Yes or no? There are only 2 answers. Either it's a yes or it's a no. Yes. Tell me. Can I have a fundamental system which has F, M, and A and fundamental quantities? No one knows the answer?
Sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
No, we can't have a system where we have F, M, and A as the fundamental quantities because these are not independent. Why they are not independent? F can be derived by multiplying mass with acceleration. So these three are not fundamental quantities because they can be derived from each other, and therefore I cannot have a system which has F, M, and A as the fundamental quantities. Do we understand this? Raise hands from everyone that we understand this. So if I create a fundamental system, the quantities must be independent of each other, otherwise the system cannot exist. Let me give you another example. This was example number 1. Let me give you another example. Example number 2, let us say. Can I have a fundamental system in which I have F, V, and T as my fundamental quantities? What does F stand for here? What does F stand for here?
Force.
Well done. V,
Velocity.
T.
Time.
Can I have a system where I have force, velocity, and time as my fundamental quantities? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we can have this system which has force, velocity, and time as the fundamental quantities because from velocity and time, whatever I do, I cannot derive force. From force and velocity, whatever I do, I cannot derive time. From force and time, whatever I do, I cannot derive velocity. So these three will make or can make a new fundamental system. Is this point clear to everyone? Point number 1. In any new system, whatever quantities are chosen as fundamental quantities, they must be independent of each other. They should not be We should not be able to derive any quantities from the other two. Do we understand this? Can I have raise hands from everyone?
Yes, sir.
I hope everybody is noting this down because any question from this will appear in your JEE, and I hope that you can remember these things. The other point that you must also remember, in a system of three fundamental quantities, and most likely you will have a system of three fundamental quantities only. In a system of three fundamental quantities, M, L, and T should occur at least once. So M, L, and T must come at least one time. If you do not have M, L, and T coming at least once, well, your system will not exist. Do we understand this? Okay, for example, if I make a system where A, V, and T, what does A stand for? What does A stand for?
Acceleration, sir.
V stands for velocity and T stands for time. Can I have a system where I have A, V, and T as my fundamental quantities? Can I have a system where I
Yes,
have
sir.
A, A, V, and T as my fundamental quantities? No, I cannot have a system where I have A, V, and T as my fundamental quantities because of two reasons. The first reason is M does not appear, so I have only L and T appearing here. That is the first reason why I can't have this as my fundamental system. The second reason is B by T will give me A, so they are also not independent. Therefore, because of both the reasons, A, V, and T cannot make a fundamental system. Do we understand this? Everyone? Okay. So these are the important points that you must remember. I hope everyone has noted these down. Yes or no? Okay. So we have seen how and when we can make a new fundamental system and when we cannot make a new fundamental system. One more important point that you must note, and you might get a question on this point. This point is actually similar to the point that we had discussed. I think point number one. Point number one, the use of dimensional analysis. Point number one was it helps us in converting from one unit or one system to the other system. Yes or no? Do we remember this? We had converted from CGS to MKS, force to diane, and all those things. Yes or no? Do we remember this? Can anyone tell me what was use number one of dimensional analysis? What was use number one of dimensional analysis? No one remembers use number one? Chat. Okay, one class cannot speak because the mic is not working. The other class, we are only sitting. What was use number one for dimension analysis? No one remembers it. This is a yes, this is a no. Do we remember this? No, we don't. Well, that's a sad thing because if you can't remember what happened 4, 5 days, 6 days back, how are you going to remember when you're going to appear in your exam? Anyways, the use that we saw was units and dimension. Dimension analysis can be used to convert from one system to other. That was the use to convert units from one system to another system. That was my first use. If you have one system and you want to convert one physical quantity from one system to other system, we can use dimension analysis. Please do not sitting at the whiteboard. Please write. I don't see anyone writing. Please write. Now, in this system, we can note one formula that I should tell you. N1 U1 is equal to N2 U2, because sometimes a question may come which may be simply based on this formula. N1 U1 is equal to N2 U2. Can you tell me what do you mean by N1 and what do you mean by N2 and U1 and U2? Or you can simply write it as, in any system, N into U is a constant. In any system that you create, N into U is constant. What does N stand for and what does U stand for? What does N stand for and what does U stand for?
N stands for numerical, U stands for unit.
Well done. N stands for numerical value and U stands for the unit. This pen, I may call this length as 10 centimeters. 10 is the numerical value, centimeters is the unit. Either I can call it 10 centimeters or I can also call it zero point 0.1 meters. Doesn't matter. Zero point 0.1 becomes the numerical value. M becomes the unit. So they can ask a question which may be looking a lot different, but it has to be solved with the same concept of N into U is a constant. Do we understand this? Do we understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, since we have seen this, let me put a example based on this. In a new system, in a new system, m dash is equal to 1 by 10 times of m. Do you understand m dash? You understand the meaning of m dash? Hmm? And t dash is 10 times t. What does m? Uh, let me just, since I have written there t, let me write this as l dash and write this as l. Okay, that would be better. L dash is the new dimension of l. The original dimension is l and t, and what I have created is a new system in which the new dimension, the new unit is 1 by 10 times the original unit in length, and new time is 1 by 10 is 10 times the original time. I can put this question in this way, or instead of putting in it this way, instead of giving you in terms of length and time, I can say that instead of putting it in terms of length and time, I can say that new meter m dash is 1 by 10 times of m, and new second s dash is 10 times of the original second. Do you understand? Both of them are meaning the same, yes or no? The first thing, the question in black, I have given in terms of dimension of length. In the second variation, I have given the same thing in terms of unit of length and time. Do we all understand this? Can I have reasons from everyone in the class that we understand this? Okay, great. Find the new velocity. Find the new velocity v dash if the original velocity is v. The original velocity is given as v. What is the new velocity? Just my dear friends, Anyone with an answer?
Sir, 1 by 100.
1 by 100 is one answer that I have got. Okay. Remember, beta, answers are not important. What is important is that you understand the concept behind it. I think your answer may be right, may be wrong, it may be the opposite of it. Anyways, how are we going to solve this? How are we going to solve this? If I talk about the new V dash, the new V dash will be L dash divided by T dash. Yes or no? Do we understand this? Now, I can just put the value of L dash. L dash is 1 by 10 times of L divided by T dash is T dash is what is happening here? T dash is 10 times of T. L dash is 1 by 10 times of L. T dash is 10 times of T. So I have 1 by 100 times L by T. L by T. And what is L by T? L by T is my original velocity. So I will have V dash as V by 100, and that is the answer. My velocity will become 1 by 100 times of V. Do we understand this? How I have done this? Can I have some reason that we understand this? How many of you were able to do this? Please raise your hands. Great. That means we are moving in the right direction. And moving in the right direction is great. So I'll give you 1 minute for everyone to note it down. Please ask me if you have any doubt. In a new system, we had to find out new velocity. New length was 1 by 10 times of original length. New time was 10 times original time. Shall we move on to the next question?
Yes, sir.
And here comes the next question taken from the previous year JEEs. And that is how the question goes. If the present units of length, time, and mass are m, s, and kg, you know that, are changed to 100 m, 100 second, and 1 by 10 kg, then we have four options A, B, C, D. You can treat this as a multiple choice question so that you can find out all the four things. This type of question will come as multiple choice if it comes, which is the correct option from the given ones. I'll give you 2 minutes to solve this. You have to find out new velocity, new force, new energy, and new pressure. Yes, my dear friends. Anyone with any answer? A, B, C,
A.
D.
A.
A. A is, my dear friend, definitely not correct. How did you get A? I don't understand.
D.
If not A, then B. Then you say C. Then you say D. Okay.
Sir, D.
C. I got D as well. No one for C. No one for C. Yes, I've got one hand for C. So I've got all the options A, B, C, D. Let us check. Everyone has tried. Shall I do it now? Okay. So how are you supposed to do this? The new velocity V dash will be equal to L dash divided by T dash. New L is 100 meter divided by new time is 100 seconds. So my dear friends, this unit will remain same and therefore this option is definitely wrong. Do we understand this? Yes or no? No, yes. Well done. Let us now move on to option number B. This was option number A. This was option number B. New unit of force, F dash. F dash is M. Let me write in instead of writing it in terms of ML and T, let us write in terms of kg because that might be better. So if I write in terms of unit, it would be kg dash new kg multiplied by M dash divided by F dash ka square. Yes or no? MLT minus 2. So new kg is 1 by 10 of kg multiplied by new M dash is 100 times of M divided by new second is 100 times of second. So 100 square and then I will have the original kg meter per second square. Do we all understand this? Can I have some raised hands? Now what will you get, my dear friend? The new f dash will be 1 by 1000 times of the original f. Yes or no? No or yes? And that, my dear friends, happens to be the correct answer. Option number B is definitely the correct one. Let me check the third option. C. Energy is kg dash m dash square whole square divided by second the whole square. I put the values. New kg dash is 1 by 10. New meter dash is 100. So squared divided by new second is 100 squared. These two gentlemen will cancel each other out. So I will have new energy E dash is 1 by 10 times of the original value. So obviously this option is not meeting it. Do we understand this? Similarly, you can check the fourth option. I'm not going to do it for you. The fourth option is also not going to meet, and therefore the correct option is option number B. Option B. How many of you got this answer B? Only 2 students, 4 students, 5 students. Okay, doesn't matter. I'll give you one more chance to redeem yourself with another question from previous year. And here it comes. Anyone has noted this down, bacha?
No, sir.
Okay, so I'll give you time to note it down first. Okay, can you move on to the next one? Anyone has noted this down? You have understood the concept of how it's to be done? Shall we move on to the next question? This one. Suppose we employ a system in which the unit of mass becomes 10,000 kg, 1000 kg, 100 kg. The unit of length becomes 1 kilometer and the unit of time 100 seconds. We call the unit of energy as elog, which is the ulta of joule, fictitious term. Elog. What is elog in terms of joule? Your time starts now. Just my dear friends, anyone with an answer? A, B, C, D. I hope we get the correct answer this time.
B.
B. That is not the answer that I have. So either that is wrong or we have committed some mistake somewhere, my dear friend. Remember,
D, sir.
B, sir? Okay, sir. Maybe the answer that is given here, B. Okay. What about the others? Anyone with a different answer, different question? Tung, 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 tung. Tung, 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 tung. Tung, 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 tung. Can I do it?
What is full form है AIEEE?
Beta, it was JEE Main. Before it was called JEE Main. All India engineering entrance exam. Same as JEE Main. Why are you concerned with what is written on the top? Why you should be concerned with what is the question, beta? This is irrelevant. This was JEE Main before it was JEE Main. Okay, shall I do it? So my 1 e-joule, whatever it is, e-log, that will be equal to the new kg dash multiplied by new meter dash squared divided by second dash the new second square. ml square t minus 2 is the dimension. I hope you remember this. New kg dash is, my dear friend, 100 times of kg, 100 multiplied by the unit of length becomes 1 kilometer. 1 kilometer is 10 raised to the power 3 meters, my dear friends. 10 raised to the power 3 square divided by new second, which is 100 times of original second, 100 second 100 square into original kg meter square per second square, which is my original joule. Now I think you can solve this and tell me what is the correct answer, my dear friends. What is the correct answer out of the 4 options? Which one? A, B, C, D. Which one? A, B, C, D.
A.
A is the correct option. That is correct. I am not going to solve this for you, because if I keep on solving things like this, you will never learn how to solve them. It's simple. You just have to divide zeros. I think you can divide powers of 10. Yes or no, everyone? You can divide them, yes? Yes, you should be able to divide them. So the answer would be 10 raised to the power 4. 1 e-joule will be 10 raised to the power 4 joule. Can I have raised hand from everyone that we got the answer, sir? Now, please tell me why you were getting C or D or B. Please tell me what was the problem. Was there a problem in calculation? Was there a problem in understanding what you had to do? Please tell me. I'll give you 2 minutes. Anyone who got the wrong answer? Why did you get the wrong answer? You'll have to look for those things. Why did I get the wrong answer? Did I apply the wrong concept? If you apply the wrong concept, okay, you understand this is the right concept. If you get wrong answer because of wrong calculation, please work on your calculation. Please tell me what was the problem. No one had any problem? Why did not you get the correct answer then, beta? That is my question. Anyone got the correct answer? Option A, anyone got it? Okay, there were some people who got it. Okay, what about the rest? Please speak up so that I understand where we are going wrong. Because this is a simple question, beta. This is a simple question, and I suppose that you can do this. Okay, have you noted this down? Have you noted this down, beta? Have you noted this down, everyone? Okay, then we will move on to the last thing of this chapter, And the last thing of this chapter is limitations. Limitations of dimensional analysis. Where is it limited? Obviously, we have seen a lot of uses, but what are the limitations? There are definitely limitations on this. What are the limitations? First limitation, option A. Can anyone tell me what is the first limitation? Can you tell me what is the first limitation? The first limitation is dimensional analysis cannot give exact formula. Dimension analysis cannot give exact formula. What do I mean by that? We had seen the example where we had find out the time period of a pendulum and we got the formula like this. Time period is k times root over L by G. Do we remember this? K times root over L by G. Yes. And you remember this K, this K was a number. Dimension analysis cannot give us the value of this number. So I can write here dimension analysis DA can't find the value of that number K. Whatever that number K was, dimensional analysis cannot find the value of K. So that is limitation number 1. Do we understand this? Yes or no? Okay. Number B is similar as saying number A, but let me put this in a different way. Dimensional analysis will not work if a physical quantity PQ, I hope you can understand the short form that I'm using. DA means dimensional analysis, PQ means physical quantity. Dimension analysis will not work if the physical quantity depends on sine, cosine, log, or exponential terms. We cannot derive a formula for a physical quantity if that physical quantity has sine, cosine, log, tan, or exponential terms, because of the same reason that all these terms are numbers. We cannot derive the formula for a physical quantity if it has all these terms. Do we understand this? Yes or no? No, yes. For example, the equation of a simple harmonic motion, if I write, let me just take this out. The equation of a simple harmonic motion, which will come to us after some time. The equation of a simple harmonic motion is y is equal to a sine omega t. That is the equation of a simple harmonic motion. We cannot derive it using dimensional analysis because it has this term sine omega t, and the sine omega t is a number, and we cannot use dimensional analysis to find out the value of this number. Do we understand this? Similarly, if the quantity has log or exponential functions, then also we will not be able to find out its formula using dimension analysis, because dimension analysis cannot tell us the value of this number. Do we understand up till here? Yes or no? Well, I was thinking of finishing your dimension analysis in today's class, but since things got late, we could not do it. So we will be winding up in the next class. In the next class, we'll be looking at the other limitations of dimension analysis, and one of that limitation came in your last paper, last to last paper. And remember, these limitations are not going to come probably as direct questions, but as indirect questions they are going to come. So please listen to the lecture very carefully and note down the important points. In the next class, we'll be doing a lot of PYQs. PYQs means previous year questions, whether it is IITree, which is All India Engineering Entrance Examination, which was the exam before JEE Mains for admission into NIITs. So we will be back and we'll be solving all problems together now. Whether they belong in any category, we will solve them in the next class, and we'll be winding up your dimension analysis by the next class. Remember, one question is definitely going to come, whether it is JEE Main or JEE Advanced. So take care. Have a nice day. If you have any doubts, please ask. Bye bye.